The story begins on a peaceful morning when Mr. Hoang visited Han. That day, the early morning sun was gentle, and a light breeze blew across the small courtyard in front of the house. Han was busy preparing her gloves, basket, and a few tools to go harvest fruit in the garden when she heard the sound of a car stopping at the gate. Looking up, she was surprised to see Mr. Hoang enter, his familiar face appearing in the sunlight. "Are you going to the garden?" he asked, his voice a mix of joy and playful reproach. Han smiled, brushing her hands on her shirt. "Yes, I'm taking advantage of the cool weather to harvest early. I didn't expect you to visit." The two siblings didn't go inside immediately, but pulled chairs out to sit on the porch for some fresh air. That small porch had long become a place where countless stories, both happy and sad, were shared. The bird song on the tiled roof, the rustling of leaves, all of it created a calming atmosphere. Mr. Hoang inquired about the troublesome incident the day before, the one that had kept Han awake for several nights. Han breathed a sigh of relief, her eyes less anxious than before. "Everything's calm now, brother. The troublemaker isn't coming anymore. I'm less worried now." Hoang nodded, feeling somewhat relieved. He knew Han had been under a lot of pressure. Looking at his sister sitting in front of him, he suddenly saw that she had matured after all the hardships. The conversation was going smoothly when Hoang suddenly mentioned, "But since yesterday, I haven't been able to contact Uyen and the An. Do you know where they went?" Han was taken aback. "I thought Uyen went with the An. They were talking about something yesterday." They looked at each other. A moment of silence followed. Han suddenly remembered Uyen's words from the other day about going to pick bamboo shoots in the forest behind the house. That forest had winding paths. The deeper you went, the easier it was to get lost. Even those familiar with the path had to be careful, let alone those who rarely went into the forest. "Brother, could they have gone into the forest?" Han whispered. Hoang frowned. That thought made his heart sink. The forest behind the house was no place to joke around. The path was slippery, steep, and full of hidden sections. A feeling of anxiety welled up inside him. The two brothers stood up, intending to call for reinforcements and search the forest. Just then, Hoang's phone rang. It was Tieu Uyen. The voice on the other end was slightly hurried. "Is that Huang? Uyen fell in the forest. She's at the medical station now. My phone ran out of battery yesterday, so I couldn't call. I'm sorry." The news struck Han like a bolt of lightning. She stood frozen. Her hands trembled at the words, "emergency room." All sorts of terrible scenarios flashed through her mind. Without hesitation, Han rushed into the house to get more clothes for Uyen and gather a few necessary items. Huang started the car, his heart burning with anxiety. The journey to the hospital that day seemed longer than usual. When they arrived, they saw Theron sitting in the hallway, his face a mixture of exhaustion and self-reproach. Seeing Wang and Han, he jumped up. "How is she?" Han asked urgently. Uyen slipped and fell on the slope, hitting her head on a rock. Luckily, Theon was looking for her and found her, helping me get her down. The doctor is doing x-rays. The waiting dragged on endlessly. Every step, every time the door opened, made their hearts ache. Finally, the doctor came out and announced, "It's just minor scrapes and injuries, no serious damage. But you need to be monitored and rest." All three felt a huge weight lifted from their hearts. When they entered the room, Uyen lay there, her face pale but still managing a weak smile. Seeing Hun's red eyes, she softly said, "I'm sorry. I made everyone worry." Hun held her friend's hand, her voice choked with emotion. "You're so silly. Why did you go alone?" Uyen recounted, her voice breaking. She had simply wanted to pick some bamboo shoots to cook for Hun and thereon. She didn't expect the road to be slippery, and she was careless, so she slipped. Hearing this, Hun felt even more heartbroken. Uyen's genuine concern had led to her accident. Despite her fatigue, Uyen was still worried about Theon's work, afraid that because of her, he would have to abandon everything. She asked the doctor to discharge her early. Seeing that her condition was stable, the doctor agreed, but advised her to rest completely. After completing the paperwork, everyone took Uyen back to Han's house to rest. In the days that followed, the small house felt warmer. Hun temporarily left her son, Tom, with Maine so she could have time to care for Uyen. She cooked simple meals, changed Uyen's bandages, and reminded her to take her medicine on time. Tieu also no longer seemed as busy as usual. He helped Hun in the kitchen, awkwardly cutting vegetables and washing dishes. Every small action was filled with care. In the evening, the three of them sat around a simple meal. Nothing fancy, just boiled vegetables, braised fish, and hot soup, but it was strangely heartwarming. Uyen looked at everyone, feeling both grateful and guilty. She softly said that she had to leave early because her mother in the countryside was ill and she had many unfinished tasks. The atmosphere became somber. Hun was sad but understood. She didn't try to keep her friend, only giving her plenty of advice. Before parting, Hun went to the coop, caught a large goose, carefully cleaned it, and wrapped it up for Uyen to take home. "A little gift from the countryside for your aunt," she said, her eyes glistening. Uyen hugged Hun tightly, feeling the deep, unpretentious bond of their friendship. On their way home, they coincidentally met Than, the owner of a durian orchard that was in full harvest season. Seeing them, he greeted them warmly. Knowing about Uyen's fall, he inquired about her well-being and offered her some ripe, fragrant durians. "Come visit me this afternoon for a meal," Than said sincerely. The farewell was therefore less heavy. Laughter mingled with a touch of nostalgia. The story concludes with the image of these ordinary people, yet full of kindness and compassion. A fall in the forest wasn't just a minor accident, but a reminder of the importance of caring and the value of those around us. After that incident, they understood even more that the most precious thing wasn't trips or gifts, but having someone by their side in times of trouble, having a place to return to when they were tired. Simple meals, sincere words of encouragement, these are the bonds that keep them closer together, letting each person know that they are not alone in this vast world.